Okay, we're looking at a fretboard that I have here, which is the CCAGEED pattern. Okay, so I just counted that out in the previous segment, and we have, we have some shape sharing in the long pattern, so there. That's why we get the doubles there. The E there, would be E here and then E there, because in the Locrian box we have 7 root 2 on the bass, and in the root box we have root 2 3 on the bass. Okay, so I mean, prior to getting into any modal cages, if I wanted to play an E shape, okay, so I want to play an E shape on this particular, I always took for granted that this is E shape, this is not E shape, but that is the 7th, and this is the root. Okay, and then so to get to, when I found out that around the fret nut I had to do a long pattern because I couldn't get these 7ths here, these sharps that we add in as we go around the circle of fifths or something, we started to get into the long pattern like that. So now we've given this its own cage. So root actually has its own cage now. Okay, it's not just the E shape in the cage where we're not taking the bottom note. As the cage system, E shape or E position, has as its lowest note the 7th, not the root. But we think of the E, you play guitar, you think of it, the E shape, as the root shape. It is, but now actually has its own shape here. So this particular scheme, we start here with root 2 3 right here. Now where does it link to? What's the closest cage? Well, the closest cage may not be the single note linking, because if we've got root 2 3 and we want to do a single note link, we're going to want to go to 3 4 5 as the next cage. So I just realized that if I was saying that, sometimes the chart's always right. That means I'm not always right, just the chart, because I put that in, I make these charts and I focus on what I'm doing, and then you step back and kind of try to see what really, what kind of fun we can have with it. So we got root 2 3 right there. Okay, now if we want to do a single cage link, we might take the 3 4 5. Okay, now over here, if I could get me out of the way for a minute, the 3 4 5. Okay, so it really only goes up to this A here. All right, so we're going to take this cage. Okay, all right, so I had to zoom out a little bit. So we have the root cage here being linked to, it's just shown for clarity down here because the label's down here, but the label's up here. It's actually anywhere. The label's on the fretboard itself, really, if you think about it. So this is the single linkage scheme. Now the next single links would be the 5 6. So then we'd go to the A there. So we'll go to the A there. This is the next single link cage, like that. Okay, so you can see what this is leading to. And that is, if we single link this fretboard, okay, eventually we will get all of them. So let's start from, like, say, way down here. So we've got 6 7 root on the bass. We're going to link to root 2 3 as the next single linked cage, and then we would link to 3 4 5. Okay, then we would link to 4 5 6. And there it is, 4, 5, 6 right there. Then we would link to 5, 6, 7, then to 6, 7 root. All right, so we did everything, and then from 6, 7 root to 7 root 2. Did we do that? We might have skipped it. No, we didn't. So it goes from G here, a 6, 7 root. Okay, now let's do that one more time, because we remember the linking is a note sharing. So it's 6, 7 root goes to root 2, 3, goes to 3, 4, 5, goes to 5, 6, 7. Okay, 3, 4, 5 here, goes to 5, 6, 7. But wait a minute, we did it wrong again. 6, 7 root. Okay, we're going to have note sharing. Root 2, 3 there. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's our regular pattern linkage. 5, 6, 7. But with the long patterns, that's what gives us access to 7 root 2 linkage here, right here. Okay, so we do have that over here. It's just the way that the labeling scheme went. So we have that linkage, and we're going to have that modal cage there. So that's one way to do the linking. I know it's kind of obscure. It's a little obscure whether we're going to link the last note or whether we're going to, have the overlap. So let's just look at this pattern. I'm pretty sure it explains the point. We have root 2, 3 that we're going to start here, and the banner down here, the pattern banner. Today I am definitely doing tongue twisters here, but I think my tongue is getting twisted. We have root 2, 3, 4 here. Okay, then I have the DC cage here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the CA cage, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then the 4C extra long to 5A cage, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now that's a nice one, because it's a long cage and it's also your 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 whole steps in a row. It's that Lydian fourth, which is actually an augmented fourth. If you treat this as the fourth, it's an augmented fourth. That's the only way you can get 4 whole steps in a row, is if you treat the fourth whole step, well, 1, 2, the third whole step as an augmented fourth. 4, 5, 6 root. Okay, then the next one, 5, 6. Okay, so what are we going to do with this? The point is that we've got cages defined here. Now notice, remember in the cage system they're interlocked. So if we look at the A cage, we'll do the pentatonic. Okay, and then we have the G cage in the word cage. A goes to G, right? They share that 6. So the D, C cage here is sharing the 2, 3, And then we also have double linkage here. We have the single note linkage between the root and the 2, and then we also have single note linkage at the with the 3 there. So we have a lot of cages here, but we really only have 7. So we got, let's count them. Let's go. Root to 2. Okay, so it's root to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. Okay, to 7 here, and back to root. So we've got all 7 cages there. Now let's play them. I'll show you why this pattern thing works. Let's start on the root. We'll start down here. Don't worry about the tuning here. Okay, so I'm going to actually start on the 2nd string with this C. I keep thinking I have my other guitar. That's a 3, 4, 5. Okay, we could maybe do it in E, but it's really still going to come out of C. So it's